back to Let's Play Sunless Sea. We have completed the route that we were on last time. It was a good run. We made, I think, about 2,000 echoes overall, which is a nice haul, for sure. Although I should check to make sure that some of that is not the Blind Bruisers. Yeah, we don't have a mission from the Blind Bruiser at the moment, so we this is all our cash right here. Yeah, 10,150 echoes, which is a start. It's a very good start. What we're shooting for right now is 15 or 16,000. Our goal is to buy the frigate here. Costs us 13,000 echoes just for the ship. Now our current equipment will transfer over, which is nice, but it does weigh 50% more than our current ship, so we're going to be moving, we're either going to be moving more slowly with the engine that we have, or we're going to have to buy a bigger engine. And I think in the past I've found that it's fine as is, especially since we can switch over to Navy's rival, our chief engineer, who gives us a pretty decent boost to engine power, 150, as opposed to fuel efficiency over here. We're also probably going to continue to use We Are Clay, because it saves a lot on supplies. And its engine power boost is also very nice. We really could use something else in this auxiliary? I'm not sure what the best way is to pronounce that word. To our auxiliary slot, there are some things that we can construct in our study with a bunch of secrets, etc., that can go there. And those are fine, but this is just such a strong effect on the early ships, at least. The frigate, I'm not sure of its usefulness. The quarters -3 really only makes a big impact with your starting vessel and with the corvette, which we are using now, because it's just a much greater percentage of your crew that you can get rid of, and it's a greater difference in the hunger clock when you have a smaller ship. When you've got the difference between a crew of 27 and 30 is not nearly as significant as between 12. Anyway, enough about that. We have a full hold already. I think I went ahead and stocked up for the next run and then decided I really needed to go to bed, which was a good call. I was pretty tired. And I think we also did a second run between when I last streamed and now. I feel like we did. So we did some things and made some money. Explored a few new places. We finally found Hideaway, which we had a letter that was bugging me, but probably not you, dear viewers. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I had work and then a piano lesson, so I'm a little tired. Lethal, but not in a bad way. It was an okay day. I got frustrated at the end of the day because of an annoying move by the Attorney General. Very aggravating. Not the actual Attorney General, just the person in charge of that division of the Attorney General's office, but technically everything done by the office is in the name of the Attorney General, so I get to claim that my feud with the AG is bigger than it actually is. It's completely one-sided. And I actually really like the person in charge of my, what is it, sister division or whatever. The equivalent of what I do over there. I actually get along with her very well. She's an excellent attorney and a good person, too. I'm just kind of staring at stuff here while I sink back into the Neath. I like to try and get my bearings before I go anywhere. Just kind of float around in my hold and in my journal. And see, we're pretty close to another secret, so we can... If we head south, we can kill a couple of the mini crabs. The crabs that are only the size of our entire ship, rather than 3 or 4 times the size of our ship. Got a Searing Enigma, which is nice. We don't actually need these for anything with our ambition, which is, we just want to be rich. We want to be so rich. We want to retire to a life of luxury, which is going to cost us, at a bare minimum, 30,000 more gold than we have right now. We have to purchase a fancy mansion, whatever it is, a Z-side mansion, something up by the Prickfinger Wastes, but not too near the carnival. Something with a view. Yeah, we'll spend 10,000 echoes on that, not right now, because that would be a really good way to bankrupt us and force us to then sell it for half its price. But yes, we will want to buy that for 10,000 echoes, and we also need 30,000 in cash for our nest egg. So we've got a ways to go. That will be quite some time from now, and our immediate goal is to get a hold of the frigate, because that will make... It will really speed up the rate at which we can make money. We can go on a lot more daring ventures, we can carry a lot more cargo. I don't know... I mean, by the time we get to the Dreadnought, I guess in theory this will cost us only like 23,000. So in theory we would reach the price of the Dreadnought, 7,000, before we get to retirement. But if we actually want to win with our ambition and not with an alternative strategy, we will not be purchasing the Dreadnought. It's kind of overkill anyway. It's if you want to kill more than one giant monster in the same run. If you want to take on a Lorn Fluke and the Tree of Ages before you get repairs, you buy the Dreadnought. There might be some other things that are just really difficult to fight that it might require it even. I don't know, but I have never made that much money, and so I haven't tested it out. I don't know if it's worth it. We have some other quests going on. We can abandon our ambition of being really rich and instead found a new colony and start our own kingdom. Which is an option. I would certainly consider that. I haven't done that yet, so that could be cool. If we want to do that, though, we will want to save our Searing Enigmas. We will need at least 7 of them. Yes. To even start doing that ambition. So I think that is going to be the kind of thing that we do in a game where we do want to buy the Dreadnought. Although I'm sure that the frigate would still suffice. Anyway, that's our next goal, is to get about 15,000, because we want to be able to buy the frigate for 13,000, and have 2,000 or 3,000 left over in case, for example, we really, really, really need to get a bigger engine. if we needed to upgrade it to one of these two. I don't know which one of these I would prefer. Probably this is sufficient. I don't think spending an extra 2,000 echoes for 500 additional power is... Just the increase in... The diminishing returns there are too steep, I think. Especially since we have the quest for the Fulgent Impeller, which is basically an ambition in its own right. It requires just an obscene amount of stuff. I don't know. This is a little bit better on my phone battery, but I don't actually know if anybody is watching or if the stream is working. I suppose I could check. Oh yes, here we go. This is what I do for that. Alright. So we will probably not be constructing the Fulgent Impeller, unless we just sort of happen to fall into it. I don't know. Unlikely. We will complete the Venturer's Venture. That might actually be how this captain goes out, is through that. Let me see something real quick. Okay, good. Yes. Looks like everything is working with the stream. Excellent. I think I'm getting the hang of it. I have to re-get the hang of it every so often. But yes, so the Unsettling Sage, the Mechanic Secret in Frostbound, and materials for the Impeller are all involved in that. The total cost of that would be probably around 10,000 echoes. An Element of Dawn is like 3,000 or so. 40 units of Stygian Ivory is about 1,000. Getting to the Mechanic Secret in Frostbound is not... It's not a steep price in echoes. But the Unsettling Sage is, since the alternatives are either unlikely to succeed or require absurd amounts of resources put into stuff that we don't really want to put resources into. We'd need like 175 pages for the best way to get the Unsettling Sage. Which also still requires a Searing Enigma, which is worth about 1,000 echoes. So we need 3,000 for this. So it's at the bare minimum 7,000 echoes to complete this. So it's quite the accomplishment, and we need at least the frigate in order to just carry all the materials needed to construct it. So that's a thought for much later. But our first step is just keep making money. I think this time I kind of... Oh yeah, we ended up with just a ton of fuel, and I didn't really want to just sell it without thinking about our route. So we have in our hold 25 fuel and 9 supplies, which means that we want to go south. This is because supplies are cheaper in the south, and fuel is cheaper in the north. Loosely speaking. Fuel is pretty cheap down south too, but Mount Palmerston has very, very cheap fuel, as I believe does Palm. Pretty sure. 2.5 more hours and I can eat the balsamic chicken that I'm smelling right now. Crockpot recipes are very cruel. Very cruel indeed. Okay. So, what I'm thinking is heading down south to Port Carnelian, then going up to the Melting Isles, back down to Adam's Way, Well, no, because Adam's Way is where we want to sell any parabola linen that we pick up. But we don't really have a good way to get the venturers. So there are two routes that I can consider. One of them involves just swooping down to Port Carnelian, picking up as much coffee as we can, going up to Irem, and then back down to sell, swapping the coffee for parabola linen at Irem, and then swinging down to Adam's Way to sell the parabola linen. But there's a place around, it's one of the underwater places, has a much better price even than Adam's Way. It's 66 instead of 63, so that would be a 28 echo profit per unit, which is awesome. And that would also not require us to sell any fuel, which is nice. Because we just sail down this way, and then whatever fuel we burn is our cargo space for coffee and supplies if we want. The other route that I'm considering is somehow getting over to the Empire of Hands with a bunch of prisoners' honey. And trading it for a bunch of romantic literature, on which there is a ban in London. We have to get it approved by customs if we want to do anything with it in London. Or smuggle it in. Love novels. Trash. Yep. Gotta love it. That requires us to sell at least 4 fuel, which is acceptable. I mean, that's kind of a loss of 32 echoes. But that's, I mean, that's fine. Basically, any fuel that we sell now is likely to have to be purchased at Mount Palmerston. So I guess it would be less. It would be, I don't know, a few. The plus side of that is that we get to... we get to just do this sort of straight line through here, and then we can choose to go north or south, depending on things. Oh, you know, we can also swap wine for coffee here. So, So we could sell off a lot of fuel and go swap, like, get a bunch of wine and honey, swap it out for romantic literature and coffee, take the coffee to Irem, get parabola linen. Yeah, that's just too much of a strain on our cargo capacity, I think. That's pretty... Well, I mean, but, you know, on the other hand, that's an even bigger profit than buying coffee and turning it into parabola linen. Ooh, because wine costs us 21 echoes. And we'd ultimately be selling the linen for 66 echoes at one of these places, I think. I think it's either Daut or Amph. Yeah, I don't know for sure. We shall see. So I kind of like that. It's more straightforward. And then we end up in this area, and we can either, like, pop over to the Khanate if we want, or we can go back to the Undercrow and get a new quest from that guy, and then loop around. Where's our... Oh, we have strategic information in Codex, so we kind of want to go there at some point. Yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we just sail straight across? We get, you know, some port reports. I guess we'll probably skip the Salt Lions, which is also acceptable. That's another alternative to, like, we can skip Codex, do that later, and instead, like, come down back through the Salt Lion. Well, no, we'll probably have too much cargo for that. Never mind. We could skip the Salt Lions or chase a monster up there and get the report and then go back down here. Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, we have a plan. So let's get our cargo in order. We already have one of each. Which is nice, usually nice to have. I don't know why I have these human souls. I think we can sell the souls. Yeah, I mean, we'd just be hanging on to him until Mount Palmerston, and that seems like it's pretty wasteful, so... If it's even useful there. So we'll just, yeah. I think we found them on a ship or something. Yeah, I was in a cache of curiosities off a ship. What else do we have in our hold? Muttersalt is useful and expensive. It's very expensive. So while I hate wasting cargo space, I feel like I kind of have to hang on to that. I think we can sell this Scintillac. It's occasionally but infrequently useful. And we can get a lot more with a little effort. And a little more with almost no effort. Yeah, so I think we can sell that too. I don't think I had plans for it or anything. I kind of... So, okay, so this route we actually may need to buy some supplies. Well... 9 is enough to get us to the point where we can make a decision about whether or not we want to stop and get more at Khan's Shadow, where they're relatively cheap. I mean, they only cost 5 echoes more there than they do in London, which is fine. Or we can go out to the Empire and then back to Khan's Shadow if we don't want to stop by the Chelenate. We could even do like a little triangle loop-de-loop situation. We've got a lot of options once we get over there. So I think we don't need any more supplies than we have now. But we might need... Oh, yes, we do want more honey and wine. We can... Yeah, let's just get the honey that we know we need, which is at least 4 to fulfill the Venturer's Desire. Because each cask of honey, each firkin, rather, of honey, trades for 2 of these literature. This is these trash novels. So funny. Yeah, if you get them approved, they rip out all the steamy bits. We can also consider serving Mr. Sachs, but I don't want to do that yet. It's a lot of sailing around with not a lot of echo profit. Whereas this is going to directly be I mean, this is 1,000 echoes for doing this. We don't really have the hold capacity to do 21 volts of spider silk. Or else I would, because it's more profitable. I think. But regardless, this is much easier. This is achievable now, for sure. So, we're going to want 4 honey at least. We need 3 more, and then we can fill the rest up with wine, which we'll swap out for coffee, which we'll swap out for parabola linen, which we will sell. Yeah, okay. Which means we need to sell some fuel. That's fine. That's acceptable. We need at least 3 more. So each fuel we sell is one that we probably have to buy at Mount Palmerston, because I don't think 24 is enough for the entire route. And even if we sell it for 2 and buy it back for 8, it's only a loss of 6, which is fine. That means we make... Yeah, we still make 22 echoes per slot. Okay. Yeah, so it's actually profitable to sell fuel. Oh, no, because we have to buy the wine. Yeah. It's worth it to sell some fuel. The math collapsed in my head, but we're still fine. I think 20 is plenty. And that gives us 5 casks of mushroom wine, which is a nice round number. Okay. Alright, so that's how I plan my routes. You take what you have, and you see how you can make the most out of it, and then you tweak as necessary. The Venturer is probably the most profitable thing you can try and do in the early game. If you can make it work, it's worth your while to do so. And the completion of the quest is very profitable. It's very beneficial in the long term if you choose to end your current captain. News, right? That's good. Okay. Get this port report, since we won't be coming back this way, probably. One thing we do need to consider is that, we could spend some money maybe get some strategic information. Do we just buy new supplies at an inflated price? I hadn't thought about this. That might be worth it. So this is, since we're going to have to rebuy them immediately, this is 210, and then basically 250. So it's breaking even at best? Yeah, that doesn't seem worth it. Let's just get a Tale of Terror, Memory of Distant Shores, and move on. Yeah, just not profitable on this particular route. If we were not going to be using that wine to profit, like if we were going to be going down here or something, that we could have considered that. Pop down to Station 3. Look at that Megalops. It's a runner. It's also good. I almost always want to do the pages challenge and get your fragments. 25 fragments is the equivalent of 100 echoes or so. With our pages, at least. It takes us 250 fragments to get a secret, more or less. I think it's like 263 or something. Take a risk on a novel present. Cool. We gained a lot of favor. But we don't have a long box. I think I kind of want to stay above the sea for as long as I can. I don't know in the open... I mean, it's just the cost of submerging... Well, we're gonna have to do it anyway. Just submerge. Just talking to myself. Not thinking of much. That's terrifying. Yikes. Ugh. Bosun calls it the lady's mantle. Oh yeah, we're supposed to wreck some ships. And or save some ships. Yeah, we have to prove ourselves in order to do things here. check out the Fair King's Mirror. That's creepy. Yeah, I want to take a look at him. This is... Huh. We're spying on someone at the Cumaean Canal. I think. Interesting. Got some moves in the Great Game for that. So, 50 echoes, I suppose. Not bad. Alright. Let's keep going. Try and not bonk the island this time around. As you can see from our 5 damage, I have bonked a few times. Embarrassingly. It's good to know that red is port and green is starboard. If those are still the terms used in a submarine, I don't know. Yeah, this seems like pushing it, and plus we want to profit from wine on this run, so I guess we won't actually get a port report from Nook. That's kind of too bad, but acceptable. Watching, but that's fine. Hopefully the I will get around to exporting these videos. And what is this? Looks intriguing. Whoa. Plus terror, plus a lot of fragments. I mean, we only needed 13, so that was kind of a waste, but I mean, I'll still take it. My voice. And let's dock in Nuncio. All the letters come here. All the letters. Let's, Ooh, nice. Outlandish artifact. I'll take it. And 5 terror lost? Alrighty. Still good on fuel and supplies. So now to Port Cecil. Sailing, sailing over the ocean blue. Or is it over the sea of green? I don't know. Here it's the Z of black. Or Gant, maybe. One of the hidden colors of the Neath. 3 more. Fluke core is difficult. We'll need the frigate for that. This we can get kind of any time. We need a watchful curio, which eventually we'll be able to get at Khan's Shadow for basically nothing. This we need to find a long box. Trade it. And then I guess just directly east, we'll probably want to go underwater if we can. We should, yeah, have the fuel to get there and get back to Khan's Shadow if we need to, yeah. Plus we need some free hold space for, the extra romantic literature, since we get 2 for each 1 cask. Explore underwater. There aren't going to be any meaningful islands above. I keep wanting to say above ground. Above the sea. Good to know that there's a current back there. I think learning the currents is going to be a really cool way to make a lot of money. Save a lot of time. Okay, so there isn't much down here. It's a little disappointing, but whatever. I'm actually getting pretty low on supplies. No dawdling. Gather our port report. And do our trading. I mean, gifting. We're not trading. We need to get our favor up enough to... Well, we're not going to sell our soul. I think we have to do this maybe until we get... I did not count on not being able to trade. I think it was because I didn't immediately agree to help with the Zeppelin. This throws a significant kink in our plans. I really don't want to sell our soul. It just doesn't seem like anything good can come of that. Alright, well... That's kind of a bummer. But we've got backup strats. We can sell these at Godfall for a profit of like 9 each. which isn't great. Well... Don't have any candles for that. Well, gosh. Well, okay. Hoist by my own petard. We'll just head north, I guess. Head over to Khan's Shadow, resupply, kind of gather our bearings, and go from there. I think I knew that I wasn't able to trade there, and I mean, I remember seeing that and thinking the next time I came back I'd be able to take care of it, but it seems as though we'll have to do something else about that. Not sure what yet, but we'll just take it off the menu. Actually, you know, we might resupply and come back when we have another, like, something awaits you in port. That might be what we were missing, the key thing. Khan's Shadow is really close to the Chelanate on its map. Not be selling it here. Let's go a little bit more. I kind of want to not have to worry about these again, but, you know, what can you do? And maybe... also for fuel. I'm going to be going to Mount Palmerston at some point, so... Bonk. Ooh. Alright, let's head back. I really, like, it's just such a huge waste of time and money not to have access to that, but I think I want to go. I don't know, maybe we do sell our soul. Plus we get to clear out this part of the map that we haven't explored yet, which plays far more a factor in my decisions than it ought to. here, I'm going to pause for a brief moment and make some tea. At least put the kettle on. Maybe we have to go to the Zeppelin to accept the charge of helping them escape their exile. Here we go. That's what we needed to do. Yeah, we just had to have something awaits us in port. Watch an ape get murdered. And now we can trade. Alright. Good. This actually doesn't work. They will not accept your store-bought souls. Get our romantic literature. And our coffee. I kind of want to hang on to one of them just in case. There are a lot of random events that require one, and a couple of port reports require it. And we'll just buy this. I mean, well, time I said that and we ended back up in thing of wine. Let's just swap it all out. Maximize our profit. Civilized exchange of gift. See, I don't know how to get these raid-drenched cinders and want one. Because I want to curate some quests. This is the only thing that do it that I know of. Now we go north to Chelinate and then to Irem. Oh, that's right. Yes, I'm going to put the kettle on before I forget again. Alright. I made the mistake once of continuing to let my ship sail while I did something else, and I won't. Not directly, but... Ooh, you know, we could fight the... fight this thing. I don't know if I want to, though. It's kind of a waste of fuel. And we're not planning on boosting our iron too much, but it'll go up a little bit. We wanted even more literature than that, but we can get that another time. We wanted some for the Presbyterian Adventuress. For her quest. Yeah, let's do that. One, I think. Yeah, two. I've never found this. I think it just comes from Fallen London. The browser/app game. We haven't hunted any of the things that they wanted us to hunt, but I think there were a few other things that we could... Oh, we could, we have two? Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Seems like a good use of recent news. That's the last time we can do that anyway, so might as well. Yeah, we met a weird woman down at King Eater's castle, and oh, okay. So we can maybe find that out. Ah, yes, and we can ask what she seeks to find. Fabled question that can only be answered with truth is what she's seeking. Interesting. She wants to get the people who only ask questions to give her an answer. Weird, but cool. Oh, we can buy cheap supplies here. That's intriguing. Sad that I spent money on them, but what can you do? The Heart of the Tree of Ages. Guess a fluke core, interesting. Huh. Okay. Oh, this is where you can buy Primordial Shrieks. So 12 profit per firkin. That's not bad. Okay. Well, let's just buy, like, 2 supplies, I guess, since they're cheap. And I'll get my tea, and I'll be back. Alright. Tea is steeping. Okay. Yeah, I think we just keep heading north. Bonk. That's 2. So embarrassing. It happens though. It's just like wasteful. Oh, we can see the innards of the... Wow. Huh. Creepy. I don't know if we've gone this way underwater. Regardless. closer to discovering the secret of the giant dead beasts. Oh, I guess we only had one lamentable relic. I think we just rest, recover, and dream. And it didn't heal our wound. Sometimes it does. But that's fine. Cured us of our terror, and one wound is not hard to deal with. Yeah, get our parabola linen. I don't know if we need a strange catch for anything right now. Do we buy a couple? Are we gonna go buy Demo Island? Yeah, we could. We do. I just don't know that we need heart metal right now. Yeah, I don't think so. So, nothing there. Threshold. Income calling. Here's where you can purchase secrets if you are just flush with cash. 1,000 a pop. You can purchase 5 of these for about 1,600 gold and swap them for a Searing Enigma. If you, for some reason, want to sell your Dread Surmise, you can do so here. It's a poor choice, usually. Okay. Onward. Actually, 6 fuel would kind of be, let's see, because that'd be sort of 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna buy a safety fuel. I don't think we need it. Pretty low cost for both peace of mind and maybe not dying. Just a bit of insurance. You never really want to pay for it, but gosh, it's good to have. Going down and around that island is better. Plenty of fuel. Boo. This would be at 4 right now. It would be at 5. 1 supply, 1 fuel, and then it actually cures you of 10 terror as well. But, I mean, that's 30, 40, 50 echoes worth. I think we're gonna go up to Mount Palmerston, down to Ankh, over to Khan's Heart, and then maybe do Polythreme, Dahoud. Actually, I don't know that I want to go back to Dahoud yet. It seems dangerous. Might just do Polythreme straight to Solomon. Unless this is, well... if Ankh isn't where we sell the Parabola Linen, we'll swing by Dahoud. I have to go in to sell it, so... Undershot chest. We'll visit the Wistful Deviless. He's giving us a message to take back to the Brass Embassy, Hill's envoy, or Hill's embassy in London. She wants to go back home while the rebels plot at Mount Palmerston. We could engage the Merciless Modiste if we wanted to, but I don't really feel like spending 300 gold on her right now. She's just not useful to us. How much fuel do we want? A few? Going... Oh, yeah, we want to do this, don't we? So we want a lot of it. Okay, we can just fill it up. Fill up the tank. Cool. Supplies we can, again, get at Khan's Shadow. I do like the expansion. I like that you don't actually have to do any of it. You can just stay above ground the entire time, or above water the entire time, and it doesn't matter. Ah, it is Dahoud. And there's supplies here for the same as... Buy Scintillac with Mute Result. Interesting. Sell Casket of Sapphires for the same as Polythreme. Okay. next port I come to, I'm going to get rid of my tea bag over here. This maybe isn't the most efficient route. I don't really like going over to Mount Palmerston and then back to the Khanate. Definitely not my favorite. But I'm not sure quite what to do about it yet. There are still a couple of underwater locations we haven't moved. Oh yes, yes, let's lure someone to Rack. So now we're murderers. But that's okay. Ooh. Oh no, they didn't want prisoners. What is our network strength here right now? 6? Okay. Let's just get some intelligence. Ooh, and secrecy has been maintained. That's excellent. Okay. Vital intelligence and memory of distant shores. So that's 500 gold. Gonna be... I always sell one to the Admiral and one to the Diplomat if I have two. Otherwise, I just sell it to the Diplomat. Money is important. Eventually, I'll help London. I mean, the Diplomat helps London. Just not quite as much as the Admiral. We've reduced our suspicion once. I guess now we go to Polytrine? Yeah. Ah, yes, and tea. Oh, that's excellent. Okay. Alrighty. Herky-jerky. So I wonder if we warn some merchants. Let's try doing one of each. So we sent a ship to Rack to die, and then we warned a different one. For 26 echoes. Well, alright, whatever. Whatever. What do we have in our hold? Too much for Clayman, probably? Feels like it. I don't want to get rid of anything. We could always get rid of 2 Claymen, but that seems pretty disingenuous. I'm not just gonna pitch 2 of them overboard. Well... Actually, now that I think about it, they are worth a lot more than fuel. Yeah, that's... Okay. Nah. Not the most efficient run I've ever made. That's fine. Which way do we want to circle around? Probably this way. Okie dokie dokie doke. Submerged. That works out just fine. A port. I don't think we want to go to the Midsummer Festival. I think we're just going to sell our linen for so much money. Relatively speaking. I suppose we can buy supplies here? Why not? Okay. Still getting used to the whole new set of things going on with all this. I'll do this first. 1 supply and got it right back. Whale bones. How much we engravings or collect the unknown toxins. I don't know what toxins would give us exactly, so I'm going to try that. Supplies. Interesting. Okay. I did not expect supplies, that's for sure. Well. Surface so that we can go to Godfall. Get our port report. I hope that the video quality has been better this time around. I closed all the other programs on the computer and I haven't been touching any of the hotkeys or anything, so hopefully... I haven't actually seen anybody watching, but in real time, that is. But that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy doing this, because it's fun, regardless. Of shouting. How many of these we have? 8? I think we've got plenty of the things. We can always swap those later if we want. There's no limit on how many times you can do it, so... I guess we're going up to the Undercrow. Kinda want to see if there's like a... I've got such low terror and flying on supplies that there really is an underwater current that can shorten this part of the journey. I also don't know if the currents change. Not a lot going on here, it seems. Get this patch of darkness explored. It's a very uninteresting patch of darkness. That looks at least like a differentiation in sea floor texture. Oh, there's a current going the other way. Have another lamentable relic. Forgave a dying man. Burning lady in Month. Oh. Oh gosh. That could be fatal for her. Well. We'll see. See what happens. I'm curious curious about these underwater quests. Love letter. Alright. Out of here. Suppose we do want to go to the Chapel of Lights, what's this? Some kind of sea beast? A boundling. I don't think we really want to fight that. Not here, not now. Right after it attacks, goes for a second, going to surface. Ooh, close. We're running pretty lean on fuel and supplies and whatnot. There's a tyrant moth. We will gather a port report from the Chapel of Lights, but nothing else. Still don't have a live specimen on board, but that's acceptable. I'm not in any hurry to complete the Sigil Ribbon Navigator's quest. It's definitely a nice way to improve your stats, promoting your officers, but we don't... we're still early enough in the game that we're getting a pretty steady supply of fragments, even still from exploring from time to time, so... That is all we want to do here. And moving on. Hoping to not run into Mount Nomad. Okay. Looks like we dodged the mountain. Lightberg is interested in us, but that's okay. Not properly staggering my lantern, but we're in the clear. I mean, we don't have anywhere. Our next few remaining stops are both places where we can buy supplies if we need to, and they're close together. Lots of light, that sort of thing. Yes, we will permit the mute exile to join our crew. Though it increases our terror, because it means we get Salt's attention rather than Salt's curse, potentially. We do not want to doom the monster. What was I looking for? I don't know. It's not important. Just getting all kinds of unnecessary terror here. That's fine. Explore the town. Let's go with the shredded jellyfish. Keep it simple. Oh. so ridiculously excited about the chicken that I'm gonna have a little later. Oh, it's gonna be so good. I have Friday off work. Very pleased by that. It's a state holiday. It might even be a federal holiday. Veterans Day? I think it's a federal holiday. Curator. We don't need to reduce terror, so let's do this. Get some more fragments. Low risk, low reward. 5 is enough to get us back home. Especially since a lot of this is partly lit or along the shore. We will have to smuggle in our literature unless we want to pay a hefty customs fee, which we don't particularly care to. Our Veils should be high enough. Our Veils is good. 112 is definitely good. At least for where we are in the game right now. Still going to be raising it as much as possible. Until I think until I get it to 150, I want to max it out with our chief engineer here. Let's hop down to get this port report for others in games. I don't know exactly what that does, I haven't tried it yet. Worth a shot. I think it's so cool that this location is just right next to London. Oh. We had someone that wanted to come here. Interesting. I see. So we have to do some things to get this guy where he wants to go. All right. Well, let's trade some stories with the congregation. These are all like 50 echoes apiece, though. I kind of don't care all that much right now. I want the money. I want the money. We got our port report, didn't we? Yeah. Alright. To London. We'll turn in all our stuff. And then I'll sign off. It's my voice, even though the tea is a little rough. So 9871. Keep that number in mind. 9871. These guys. Yeah, we don't care about these guys. They don't care about literature, just the really nasty stuff. Okay. Let's go visit the Venturer first and drop off our literature. That's 1,000 gold profit. Well, not necessarily profit. We were at about this before we went. We were at 10, 150. So this is already 700 gold profit from this run. Ooh, and we can immediately fulfill the next one? That's outstanding. These are useful. I mean, they're worth a lot, but this is at a decent markup. Let me think. So 70 of these is 700, so we're making 800 gold. This 7 barrels is like 150-ish, and so we'd be making a greater percentage of our investment in profit, but this we can do now, and it's a higher total amount, so we might as well. Oh, and we also got 2 times the... Okay, so either Scintillac or more literature, which actually is an option, since we wanted to get some more for the Presbyterate Adventurous. So she can die. That's what she wants to do. Well, her homeland is sending assassins after her until they kill her, so she wants to go out on her own terms. I totally respect that. Let's go back to our lodgings and spend time with our family. We're going to read the paper first, though. And then spend time with our family. Tell a tale of far lands to our little kiddo. We birthed this child, but we're also its father. Things are strange in the Neath. And Bobbinvindle is complicated, Lord. Okay, so we should have 2 vital intelligence once we trade in our strategic information. Wherever it is. Here we go. We'll give the first one to the Admiral. And thank you, sir. Now we're going to pay a visit to your friend. And get more money. Later on, we'll be giving them almost exclusively to the Admiral to get London's supremacy up, but for now, I just do one of them because, you know, it's nice to get the chance to get a boost. But the money is just, I mean, 150 extra echoes is significant. I almost want to hang on to this. Just in case it shows up at the Roses' Wharf or something. What else? Oh, yes, port reports. What else do we have in our hold, first of all? Oh, yes, deliver clay men to London. Here we go. And now we have... hopefully 28 is enough. It might not be. We'll find out. Actually, we'll give him the moves in the Great Game, you know? We haven't done that in a while. Alright. Good. Got that challenge. Interesting. Okay. So your perception of doubt doesn't change how much you get for it. Alright. So we got 21. That's not bad. They're like 50. So we did a little less than half, maybe a third of the total destinations. Empire of Hands. Okay. Well, we wanted to go back there anyway, so now we have a pretty good idea of where our next trip is going to be, which is back to the Empire of Hands. Maybe doing the same route that we did this time. We'll see. But we will not see this time, because I think that's all that I want to do for tonight, at least on stream. I may continue playing, but it will be... Sorry. Got a bit of a cramp there, had to move around. We will not be launching another route. It's too much talking for now. This has been fun. I did want to show you a complete route from start to finish, and now you have. If you didn't catch the beginning of the stream, you can see the video on YouTube when I export it, or in my recent streams section. To wind up, we have arrived. We have one extra romantic literature, which we can't actually do much with in London, but we can do something with it in Port Carnelian if we go down there. So that's an option. We can also just hang on to it and keep it for other things. Let's go ahead and speak to... I think we got a couple of secrets this run, so let's go ahead and increase our veils. We're increasing our veils because... Two reasons. First of all, the Salvager legacy gives you half of the money of your captain that your captain had when they retired and or died. And that means that we have an incentive to preserve our veils total anyway. We would, keep half of whatever our veils total is. We don't know yet what our other legacy is going to be. We may take iron, like I did the last time, to keep the Memento Mori, since it's just very, very strong, and we're always going to be buying at least a Corvette right off the bat. Or if we want to do a merchant run and buy a merchant ship right off the bat, a cargo ship, then we could choose something other than iron. We could choose mirrors or something, but we won't know that for a while, and we've got plenty of veils to boost. We can get it up to 150 just off of this guy, and that's what we want to do. So it'll start off at the very least 75. And yeah. Then after veils, we'll consider increasing either mirrors or iron. There's no officer that increases pages that I know of, at least. There might be one in the expansion, but there's no one in the base game. And hearts is not really important. We have a dream of red anyway, so we get a nice boost to our hearts at the beginning of the game. Without having to try and preserve our hearts total. And keeping an officer isn't all that super, I don't think. Like, their quests are interesting and profitable. I don't know if it keeps them promoted, or if you've completed their quest, if it stays that way. But I don't know how much benefit there is to that. But it's unlikely that we'd choose that, regardless. And you never ever take the page's legacy. It's just... there are some corner cases where you want to keep your chart where that's actually really important. If you find a map that has just the God run on it, then sure, by all means, keep your chart once and see if it does you good. If you're going for... I don't know why you would do it, honestly. Because you get so many secrets from exploring. You get probably 30 secrets. At least would be my guess. Probably more. Anyway. Invictus token, proof that we're playing on Unforgiving mode. I highly recommend this anyway. I mean, Merciful mode is just such a slog. I tried it out when I very first started playing the game, because I thought, oh, well, you know, I want to be able to experiment with it a little bit at first. Not worth it. Don't even bother. It's a waste of your time. Game's fun with this. If you are experimenting to, like, test game mechanics and stuff, then I could see that being useful, but short of that, meh. Alright. I think we're good. I think that was I only have a barrel of rancid flesh that we've just been carrying around this whole time. That's fine. Next time we swing by the Chelinate, we'll profit from it. We made 4,000 echoes that run, which is pretty sweet. To be fair, some of it, I mean, like the 1,500 from the Outlandish artifacts, we already had those, basically. We didn't acquire 7 Outlandish artifacts this run. So some of it's, you know, not directly tied to what we did so much as coincidence, but that's still fine. I mean, we're most of the way to where we want to be. If I were less cautious, I would go ahead and buy the frigate right now, but as it is, I want to do one more run. I'll probably do that off stream, and then who knows? Maybe I'll buy the frigate on stream later this week. I don't. I think 1,100 is just a little too narrow. Like because if we buy the frigate and it's just going so slowly, and we want to buy a bigger engine, we can't even afford to do that. So you know. Clearly we couldn't afford to buy this, not that we would want it. You only want that with the Dreadnought, if then. Only if you're just rolling in money and have nothing better to do would you want this. You might as well just develop the Fulgent Impeller instead. But if we bought, say, this one, I mean, even this one, the closest upgrade that we could buy, we can't afford right now and still have money left over for supplies. So. Alright, so, I think I will leave purchasing things for next time. We have some extra cargo space, which is nice. And, yeah, we're pretty solid. That was a good run. And I hope that you enjoyed it as well, dear viewers. So, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.